All right, what's going on, folks? Josh here, back in the dojo. So this video here is for my folks who want to or need to drop a little fat, right? Cut down on some pounds, drop that the freshman 15 that you gained 25 years ago, right? Maybe a little bit of that baby fat. If you want to tone up the body a little bit, this is for you. This video, this piece, this TED Talk is for you. In order to do this, so one thing you got to realize is that there's more than one way to skin a cat, right? To some degree, most things over the years of like fitness, right, from the inception of like bodybuilding and the sports and the evolution of fitness and gyms and machines and what have you. For the most part, some of that or all of that works for someone, right? Everything's not for everybody. Everybody doesn't have to share the same enthusiasm for, say, bodybuilding or for, say, sports or yoga, things like that, right? So there's something for everyone. So I'm not saying that what I'm telling you now is like the only way to achieve this goal, but it is a way, and it is probably the most efficient way. So in order to burn fat, lose fat, drop some pounds, we want to do a couple of things, right? We want to maximize our work, maximize the result, and do it in the least amount of time. Now, when I say least amount of time, I'm saying that because I know a lot of us are busy, right? We have jobs, kids, we've got assignments, travel, this, that, and the other. So we don't have all day to train unless you're like an athlete. And even athletes are busy, right? But what I mean is like you shouldn't have to take an hour and a half to do something that you could do in a half hour, right? Because and the reason why I want to clarify that is because you see a lot of that, like that's like a buzzword on a lot of fitness channels or programs where it's like work out in 15 minutes or 20 minutes, which is fine, But like the emphasis on like it doesn't take you a long time, you get your time back, but I don't want you to miss the boat completely with like fitness. Like exercise should be something that you enjoy. It shouldn't be a chore. Don't get me wrong. Like sometimes you don't always feel like it, but I don't want exercise to be a chore that you like. Let me get through as fast as I can. You know what I mean? Like I don't want it to be that for you. Like there's so much more to gain from having an exercise ritual, a fitness ritual, an activity ritual. That sort of just grounds you and things like that, right? There's so much more to gain than just like, oh, I got through it, like, whew, you know what I mean? So that's why I just wanted to clarify that. But I digress. We want to maximize our efforts in the least amount of time. So this is like our objective. The way we do that is to shorten the workouts and then build and burn more during and after. Build more muscle and burn more fat and calories during and more importantly after the workout. And I'm gonna tell you how we do that now. The more lean muscle you have, the more efficient your metabolism will be. For the longest, I don't know if they still say it nowadays, but I know like for years it was like it speeds up your metabolism. It speeds up your metabolism. So I'm not exactly sure if like that's what's happening. Like your metabolism is just becoming faster, but it does make it more efficient, right? Which means you'll burn more fat, you'll burn more calories. You can eat food and like you'll burn some of that off if you have a nice amount, right, a decent amount of lean muscle on your frame. If you're doing resistance training and you're working for that lean muscle, right? So we do want to build muscle. We do want to build muscle. For my ladies out there, for my ladies that don't know, because I know a lot of ladies like you preaching to the choir, my guy. I know just exercising is not going to make me look like a man. A lot of women are with the resistance training, like they know what it is, right? But for the ladies that don't, resistance training will not make you look like a man. Lifting weights, picking things up, slamming them, punching, doing squats, stuff like that will not make you look like a man, right? For one, we're not talking about bodybuilding. Going back to what I said earlier, we're not talking about bodybuilding. That is a specific modality and a specific way to train. And from that training, you're actually adding size and mass to your body, right? For the show, okay? We're talking about functional training. We're talking about doing, which we'll get to in a second, but we're talking about doing exercises that makes your body more efficient, right? Your movement patterns more efficient. And as a result, or as a byproduct, you burn fat and look all slim and trim and, cut. Your arms feel good again. And, You sort of get rid of a little bit of jiggle back here and just start to tighten up a bit, right? So that's what we're gonna do. So we want to build muscle, right? But we don't want to take all day doing it. For the most part, bodybuilding takes a minute to do because of the type of adaptations you're trying to gain. Trying to make your muscles hypertrophy, right? Which is like to gain size. So you need to do a certain amount of reps to max sometimes, or like close to your max, and then there's like enough rest that you need in between. Then you go back for another set, and it takes a long time. That is not the end all be all to exercising. That is how you do bodybuilding for the most part. I'm not a bodybuilder, but for the most part, right? So now we want to build muscle. Boom. So as we're exercising, we want to target more muscles per exercise. Okay, and I'm going to tell you what that means in a second. But we don't want to just target one muscle. We don't want to just target the bicep. We want to do the bicep and the shoulder and the tricep and the core and the legs if you can, which you can. And I'm gonna tell you how in a second. So as we exercise, we know we want to build muscle. Check. The exercises that we choose, we want to target more muscles per exercise. In order to do that, you want to shift from doing what's called single joint exercises. So, for example, a bicep curl. I need a dumbbell. Bang. We got a candle. So an example of a single joint exercise would be a bicep curl, right? This is the bicep curl. This is my joint, right? And I'm working what? My bicep. This little muscle right here, right? Now, you'll get some nice toned biceps, right? But remember, we're trying to burn fat. We're trying to burn fat all over. We're trying to build, okay? We're trying to look good in the least amount of time. We're trying to do the most with the least, right? Trying to do the most with the least. Right? So we want to graduate from doing, say, a bicep curl to maybe a squat and press. 2 seconds. So if you had that same dumbbell and you did a squat and pressed up, squat, press, right? We graduated from working one joint, right, the elbow, to squatting down, right? And we got the knee joint, the hip joint, we got the shoulder joint, we've got the elbow, all working together. And it's not about the joint. It's about the attached muscles, right? So because, again, when we did the bicep curl, we worked the bicep, right? Beginning and end. When we do a squat and press, right, we're working the quads, the hamstrings, the butt, working our core, working some back, doing some shoulder, doing some triceps, and, no biceps, right? Shoulder, tricep, core, front of the leg, back of the leg, and the booty. And probably some other little, muscles too. So going back to our initial objective, we're building more muscle. We're targeting more muscles per exercise. And because we're doing compound exercises or multi-joint exercises, it's more taxing on your body, which is burning more calories. You see where I'm going with this? This is burning more calories. This is burning more fat. It's more taxing on your body, which also means you don't have to do as many of them. I'm not saying just do a few, but what I mean though, like if you're just doing slow, steady bicep curls, right? You got to do enough, right, to where you really start to tax that bicep. Then you got to do another exercise for your shoulder, do enough. Then you got to do some squats, do enough of those. Like you have to do enough. You need enough volume, right? But if you just combine them joints, the squat with the press, with the curl, there's so many exercises you could do. It's more taxing on in your body. It's making you more efficient. Even your moving patterns will become more efficient, right? Rarely, if ever, do we just use one joint in our day-to-day lives to move. We're using a bunch of joints. When you turn around, pick something off the counter or something like that. It's multiple joints, multiple muscles. When you bend down to pick something up, your phone, you dropped your phone, right? Got to drop down. Boom, you pick it up. It's multiple joints, multiple muscles. So if you train this way, you're making your body, you're making your movements way more efficient. So now, that's step one. We want to build more muscle. We want to shift from single joint exercises to multi-joint exercises or targeting multiple muscles, those type of exercises, compound exercises. We're going to graduate to that because we're targeting more muscles. We're building more muscles, so we're building more lean muscle. And because we have more lean muscle, remember going back to the beginning, our metabolism is becoming more efficient, right? Right. Now, the second thing we want to do in tandem, what we want to do is I want you to graduate. I want you to shift from doing, I guess I would say, more of a bodybuilding style of, or more of a bodybuilding cadence of say maybe, doing 10 to 15 reps, and then you take a breather for like a couple minutes. Then you go to the next exercise, squats, or, you do your second rep, third rep, then you move to the next exercise. We want to shorten up the amount of time, the amount of rest that we have between each set. We do want to do this, trust me, okay? So we want to graduate, we want to shift from a like bodybuilding cadence to what we call HIIT training, or circuit training. And this is where you string together a minimum of 2, one exercise after another, after another, after another, however many you decide to string together. And you want to do these back to back to back to back to back. Then take a breather, catch your breath. And this type of modality is going to challenge you more. It's going to challenge you more, but it also cuts down a lot of the time, right? Because and again, remember, we're doing multiple muscles. We're doing multiple muscles as we work out, right? Not just a bicep, not just a shoulder, not just the glutes, multiple muscles. Each exercise is targeting multiple muscles. So you're doing a full body exercise, full body workout, I should say. We're doing a full body workout. And then you're also adding more volume because you're not taking a break between each exercise. You're pushing through it, getting through it. So now we're in like a cardio. We're getting our cardiovascular on. We're getting our muscular endurance on. And we're burning more. We're doing more with the least time, I should say. We're doing more with the least because you are working. You are working. Don't get me wrong. But I mean, it doesn't take an hour and a half. It takes maybe 20 minutes, right? So if you can shave off that amount of time, shave off an hour and 10 minutes from your workout, or say shave an hour off, right? And do a 30-minute workout, and you're working more efficiently, which is going to produce the results you want, and your body, like throughout the day, you're just going to feel like better and like loose and more youthful because you're making your body stronger through your strength and conditioning, you're making your body more efficient. It's going to encourage you to do it more. Those dopamine hits, those endorphins, right? That sense of well-being is going to make you want to do it even more. You're going to come back the next day or maybe a couple of days later after you've rested and do more because you're seeing the results. You feel greater, right? You feel more athletic. You feel more youthful, okay? So again, doing more with the least, shifting from doing single joint exercises to multi-joint or compound exercises, which burns more while you exercise. And we want to also shift from a bodybuilding cadence to more of a HIIT training or circuit training, meaning one exercise after another, after another, after another. And then you take a breather and you do however many rounds you decide to do through that day. And here's the kicker. Here's what it all comes down to. Doing this combination, what will happen is your body will burn more. Remember, maximize. Your body will burn more fat and more calories as you exercise. But more importantly, it'll continue to burn. It's like an afterburn effect. I forget the trainer or the industry term for it, but like there's like an afterburn. You know how you drive your car, right, for a while and you park it and the engine's still hot? That's what's happening with your body when you exercise this way, right? When you do circuit training, when you build muscle, new resistance training, your body continues to burn calories after the workout. So when you're washing up, when you're on your way to work, when you're picking up the kids, when you're cooking, when you're reading, when you're in school, whatever it is that you're doing, your body is continuing to become more efficient and burn calories. Remember, the fast metabolism, the more efficient metabolism, that's what's happening to your body, which in turn, full circle, going back to the beginning of this video, we want to do the most with the least. And working out this way, multi-joint exercises with the circuit or HIIT style of training will give you the opportunity, will allow you to do the most with the least amount of time, right? And as a result, it gets you the results that you're looking for. And as a result, keep you coming back for more and more and more and just, becoming the greatest version of yourself. You dig? So go ahead, if you can, Google some exercises, Google multi-joint exercises or compound exercises. Get yourself 3 of those things. String them together. You can do, there's many ways you can theme it, but you can do, say, 10 to 20 reps of each exercise. Choose 2 or 3. Do 10 to 20 reps of each exercise. Remember, no break in between. So do your first exercise, 20 reps. Second exercise, 20 reps. Third exercise, 20 reps. Then take a breather for a minute or two, and then do that maybe 3, 4, or 5 rounds, right? Of that, 3 to 5 rounds of that. And that'll get you to the place where you're trying to go, right? As always, y'all, ABC, always be creative. You know what? Well, I guess this isn't creative. Well, I guess it is creativity. I need a new phrase. I need a new sign up. ABC used to be ABC, always be creating. I'll see you on the next video. But we're talking about exercise now. So ABC, always be, I don't know. We'll just do ABE right now. ABE, always be, we'll do abs. ABS, always be sweating. And I'll see you on the next video. Peace.